Okay. Good day, future RMTs. Welcome to the discussion of Republic Act 5527, the act requiring the registration of medical technology and defining the profession. Okay. So our learning outcomes in this discussion is to recall the provisions. When we said provisions, it means part of the law. No, provisions of RA 5527 and the pertinent laws in relation to the practice of the profession, explain the amendments of RA 5527 as will be discussed in the next recorded lecture, and judge the legal soundness of issues and concerns regarding Republic Act 5527. Okay, so again, let's have a review. And said law, that is a set of rules that is being recognized for binding and enforceable by the authorized person. Okay, when we said Republic Act, this is a piece of legislation enacted as a policy that governs the conduct and the behavior of an individual or group, enacted by certain groups, you know, drafted by the Congress, and that Congress is the House of Representatives and the Senate, okay, approved by the President of the Republic of the Philippines. Presidential decree is an innovations of former President Marcos and serve as to arrogate under the chief executive the lawmaking powers of the Congress during the martial law. Senate bill or House bill is a piece of proposed legislation. Example of that is the Senate Bill 2722, an act uh, modernizing the RA 5527 or wish to amend sections of RA 5527. Okay? So again, when said Section 1 of all Republic Acts, Section 1 is typically the the title of the law, no, the short title. Or let's say, for example, RA 5527, otherwise known as the Philippine Medical Technology Act of 1969. No? Section 2 define the profession, the practice of the profession, the purpose of the profession, no? What are the things that a medical technologist is doing, who is a pathologist, who is a medical technologist, a laboratory technician, accredited medical laboratory training laboratory, recognized School of Medical Technology Council and the board. We have agreed already the difference between the council and the board. Council is typically for education and board is for the administration of this act and the administration of the board examination. Okay, so this is the composition of the council. The chairman is the CHED director. The vice chairman is the PRC. Member of the council is the Board of Medical Technology, as well as the Director of Bureau of Research and Laboratories, the Deans of Medical Technologies and Public Health, the President of the Philippine Society of Pathologists, and even the PAMET President is a member of the Medical Technology Education. There are compensation and traveling expenses entitled to the council members. Chairman are entitled of 50 per dime or 50 pesos per day if they attended actually the meeting, and 20 pesos per dime for all members. Take note also, no, on the provision, particularly in section 4, last paragraph, they are entitled to traveling expenses in connection with their official duties. Next in line, the functions of medical technology. We already enumerated the functions of the medical technology education, no, for the development of the medical technology education, the ratio of the students and the teacher, the who will operate, no, yung permit na binibigay, and sino yung isasara natin na medical technology schools, most especially if the school does not perform well in the three consecutive board exams. Might as well ipasara na lang natin, baka makadagdag problema pa lamang ito. What else? Promulgate and prescribe and enforce necessary rules and regulation in the proper implementation of this council or the functions of the council. Okay? Section 6 of RA 5527 is the minimum required course. No, this is a 4-year course with a 12 months of internship. But as we resolved, no, sabi natin, in the new curriculum, it's still a 4-year course, but no, nagkameron, not in the new curriculum plan, yung uh, preceding curriculum, no, a 4-year course but 6 months of internship. But now, in your case, in the new curriculum, so ito na po ulit tayo, 4 years with 12 months of internship. And the PSG or the policies, standards, and guidelines for the implementation of uh, medical technology profession or medical technology education as prescribed by CMO 13 series of 2017, nandoon yung minimum required courses. No, nandito kasi sa RA 5527 includes pa yung Spanish, botany, mathematics, general physics. But since we have a new curriculum, no, ito pong required minimum courses ay nagkameron ng slight changes. Now, remember that we have the Board of Medical Technology, no? At maliwanag sa Section 7 of RA 5527, they said that the chairman of the Board of Medical Technologies must be a pathologist, and that is no other than the current chairman of the Medical Technology Board is no other than Dr. Marilyn Barza. No? And the members are Marilyn Atienza and Marian Tantingco. Again, these are the tatlong Maria presenting Marilyn Barza, Marilyn Atienza, and Marian Tantingco. Take note that each member of or each board members has a 3 years term. However, they can serve the position unless no the president appoint someone who will replace them. Kung wala pa na-appoint who will replace who will take the position, they will serve the remaining terms. Nawa naman, there is a problem or namatay, nawala, na kameron ng sakit, no, yung board member, no, disability or permanent disability, pwede po siyang paltan through the appointment of the president. However, yung pong papalit sa kanya will just serve the remaining balance of the term. Okay? The qualifications for examiner, take note, for chairman, he or she must be a physician, particularly a pathologist. No? For members, a medical technologist will do with at least 10 years of 10 consecutive years of experience in the clinical laboratory, and provided that he or she is not a faculty member of any institution for at least 2 years prior to the appointment. The purpose of that is syempre yung bias. Okay? So again, kagaya ng sinabi ko sa inyo, executive board of the officers of the board is not that in particular. Section 10 is the compensation of the members of the Board of Examiners. Kagaya ng sinabi natin, all Board of Examiners are entitled to have 10 pesos for each applicant examined. So like our example, kung merong 4,000 examinees times 10, that is 40,000. And 5 pesos for each applicant granted a certificate of registration without examination. In Section 11 of the RA 5527, it is cleared. No, it is clear that they define the functions of the duties of medical technology. One of those is to administer the provision of this act, administer oath in connection to the administration of this act. So kanino ulit pwedeng mag-oath ng mga mga nakapasa sa board exam, sa chairman or any members of the board, okay, PRC chairperson, or any person authorized to administer the oath. Our Board of Examiners has also the power to issue, suspend, and revoke registration. Suspend a majority votes, 2/3, and revoke unanimous votes of 3 out of 3. Now, this is what I am telling last time. This is the Board of Certificate, and it reflects your face, your name, your profession. On this line is the license number, and as we said, the Board of Certificate or the Certificate of Registration is signed by the members of the board, by the president or by the chairman rather, and the 2 members. As you can see, Maria Tabacay is the one who signed my Certificate of Registration because during those times, siya po yung president o siya po yung chairman, and also signed by the chairperson of the PRC, that is Teofilo Pilando. Okay, So what are the other functions of the board? Looking into considerations affecting the practice of the profession in the Philippines and whenever necessary adopts measure may be deemed proper to the maintenance of good ethics and standards in the medical practice. Like what we have agreed, no, yun sa trash talk, no, good ethics should be followed at all times. Aside from that, investigate violations of this act or the rules of regulations issued thereunder as may come to knowledge of the board. And for the purpose, issue subpoena, no, and subpoena duces tecum to ensure appearance of the witness and production of the documents because our board of examinees or examiners, no, have the rights to listen, to do en banc, to promulgate, to uh, hear cases in relation to the practice of the profession or relation in the what you call this violation of this act. Okay, because they are also qualified to uh, impose sanctions or reprimand. Okay, huh? What else? Determine the in the function. Determine the adequacy of the technical support of the clinical laboratories and blood banks. Okay, prescribe the qualification and trainings of medical technologists as to specialized fields of the profession. No, supervise examination conducted by the professional organization of the medical technology accredited professional organizations. Okay, Section 12 of the Republic Act 5527 is about the removal of the board of members. The members can be removed by the President of the Republic due to the negligence of the duty, incompetence, no, malpractice, unprofessional, unethical, immoral, and dishonorable conduct. Okay? Section 13 is about the accreditation of schools of medical technology and training laboratories. Okay, as prescribed by the law, it must be accredited by the Department of Education, Culture, and Sports. However, no, in these recent times, we have now the Commission on the Higher Education. Now, for the training laboratories, it must be approved, no? It must be accredited rather with accredited by the Bureau of Research and Laboratories. Okay, which means this training laboratories is enough, no? A tertiary laboratory, no, is enough to suffice the needs of the students in developing their skills in terms of the laboratory profession. Section 14 of RA 5527 is inhibition against the practice of the profession. It's clear that no, in this particular section or in this particular provision, it is clear that no person shall practice the profession if you are not a medical technologist. If you don't have even if you are a graduate of medical technology and you don't have the valid certificate of registration from the board, you are not entitled to perform the duties responsibilities inherent to being a professional. You are not allowed. You don't have the rights. However, the law, Section 14, allowed three person to perform or to practice the profession provided that they are duly physicians, no, with the training, with enough training in laboratory medicine. What else? They are medical technologists from the other countries called into consultation or as a visiting faculty or professor, exchange professor, provided that he or she will only practice the profession, no, on the said function as a teacher, as an exchange professor, and lastly, a medical technologist in the service of the United States Armed Forces stationed in the Philippines, rendering services only among the members of the armed forces. Kung medtech ka from the USA and you are a medtech of US Air Force or US Army, you can perform the practice of the profession provided that you will only limit that practice to the members of the armed forces of United States. Okay? So Section 15 of RA 5527 is all about examination. In the law, in RA 5527, it is clear that all applicants for registration as medical technologists may be required to undergo written examination that will be given by the board annually. That is in the provision or section 15. Pero ngayon, no, the board exam is given twice a year. No, sometimes in May, sometimes in March and in August. Minsan, kung hindi August, ay September. But this time in the year 2021, there's a no? Tatlong beses, three times pong board exam ang mga medtech or magbibigay ng board exam ang Board of Examiner because the board exam in the year 2020 was suspended for the reason of COVID-19, because of COVID-19, no? The one suspended in March and the one suspended in August. So lahat po nung as written here, no, available in the website of PRC. Approved examinees of March and August 2020 medical technologist licensure exam only. So those applicants, those examinees who applied for March board exam and August board exam are the one entitled to take the board exam last January 21 and 22. Now this coming March 17 and 18, while you are having your tawag doon, flag off. No, this is our official flag off, March 17 and 18. While you are having your flag off, all medical technologists, aspiring registered medical technologists will take their examination, and the other batch will be on August 21 and 22. Take note, guys, that the PRC, the board, no, must provide uh, guidelines and rules, no, notice regarding the board exam. No? The board exam is as defined or as enumerated in the law can be given in Manila, Cebu, and Davao during the month of August or September. Pero ngayon nga, sabi ko sa inyo, dalawang beses, either March or August. Not either. One in March and one in August. Either August or September yung pangalawa. Okay? In my case, ako February, hindi March. Basta dalawang beses lagi, no? Dalawang beses lagi. All right. Dati Manila, Cebu, Davao lang. Ngayon, no, makikita niyo dito, NCR, Baguio, Cagayan de Oro, Cebu, Davao, Iloilo, Legazpi, Lucena, Pampanga, Tacloban, Tuguegarao, Zamboanga. What is the purpose of adding examination site? Kasi masyadong nasa-saturate lahat sa Manila. No? Masyadong madaming schools ang kailangan, testing areas ang kailangan kung lahat sa Manila mag-take. And of course, doon sa mga nasa Visayas and Mindanao area, para mas maraming testing sites silang mapag-examan. Okay, this is what I'm telling a while ago, no, the board shall release notice, no. This is the program of medical technologist licensure examination in the cities of NCR, Baguio, Cagayan de Oro, Cebu, Davao, Iloilo, Legazpi, Lucena, Rosales, I don't know where it's Rosales, Tacloban, Tuguegarao, and Zamboanga on March 17 and 18. This year is a different year. Why? Because aside from 7 o'clock to 7:30, filling up the general instructions, this is one of the most important things that you have to remember because dito nakasalala yung pangalan mo. Kung mali yung fill up ng pangalan mo, I'm sorry to say, kahit pa lahat nandyan ay tama sa sagot mo, babagsak ka din. At hindi mo makikita yung pangalan mo. You will undergo a lot of processes, proceedings, no? Para doon sa pagkakataan nyo. That's why you have to make sure that all information rather, that you are going to write, that you are going to declare in your ang tawag doon ay general information sheet ay tama. And lastly, meron pa dito ngayon, dahil nga COVID-19, mayroong submission of health declaration and the RT-PCR result and certificate of quarantine. Okay? So yan, merong 2 hours kada exam. No? Clinical chemistry, 2 hours for microbiology and parasitology, 2 hours for clinical microscopy. May 1 hour break. Nung ako yung nagbo-board exam, yung 1 hour break hindi ko ginamit sa pagre-review. Yung 1 hour break ay ginamit ko sa pagdadasal kasi yung yung aking examination area no, sa University of Perpetual Health in Dapitan, Manila. Sa baba may chapel, a very nice chapel, a silent chapel, a peaceful chapel where you can pray. So, and I allot my 1 hour break to pray and to meditate, to realize that time is an opportunity for me to make myself proud and to make my family prouder, even more proud. Medyo natawa lang ako because I have one, ano ba, hindi ko naman siya classmate. I don't even know her. Nag-usap lang kami, just, kamusta ang exam? Something like that. And habang nag-usap kami pababa, punta sa chapel, only to find out that after we pray, after a moment of silence, in praying and meditating, she realized, no, hindi nga pala siya Katoliko. Pero pumasok sa dun sa chapel at pagdasal. Well, anyway, that's a place for praying naman. Sila lang. Nagkatawanan lang kami nung sinabi niya na hindi pala nga pala siya Catholic. No? Pero ngayon daw hindi. Pinayagang lumabas ang mga nag-exam dun sa 1 hour break. After, halimbawa, ito, clinical chemistry, 8 to 10, you have 10 to 11 as your break. You can review, you can eat, pero hindi daw pinayagan na lumabas ng examination area. Bakit? Because of the COVID-19. Limited dapat yung paggalaw. Another one is, kapag mag-board exam ka, ito yung mga kailangan mo, yung notice of admission, yung NOA mo, yung bayad mo, no, yung envelope mo na nagko-contain ng pencil mo, nababaliin mo na hindi mo iiwanan. Pag iniwan mo, wag mong babalikan kasi uulit ka daw. Yung mga ganun na pamahiin. No? And you should be punctual as early as 6:30. Diba sinasabi ko sa inyo, meron akong ka-roommate ng board exam. Hindi siya nakaabot. Tumating siya ay 6:45, hindi na siya pinapasok ng mga proctor. I'm sorry, but you will, you have to wait for the next board exam. Kailangan, 5 pa lang, nandun ka na. Diba? Para maaga ka makarating. And of course, for you to familiarize with the environment. Alam mo kung saan ang CR, alam mo kung saan ang room mo, mahahanap mo pa. Kung darating ka ng 6:20 at hindi ka naman familiar dun sa area na yon, no? Kamusta ka naman? Okay? No punctual, please. Punctual? No late. No? Please be punctual. Okay? Because if you are late, you will not be admitted. Now, ito yung masayang pangyayari sa buhay ko nung ako'y nag-board exam. Ano yun? Kasi nga kailangan 6:30 andun ka na. So as early as 5 o'clock, we went out, no, sa aming bahay, sa kami nakatira, and unfortunately, merong surprise, nakatapak po ako ng tain ng aso. Kala ko ay isa na tumasamang pangitain na ako hindi makakawasa because as early as 5:30 a.m., 5 o'clock, roughly from 5 o'clock to 5:30 a.m., nakatapak ako ng tain ng aso. No, ang dulas. Yun pala, it's a sign, a blessing from above. No, a congratulatory message. Yun ata yung ibig sabihin, okay? Section 16 is the qualification for examination. Sino ba yung pwede? Definitely, lahat ng mga graduate ng medical technology profession ay pwede. Okay? Provided that ikaw ay nasa good health and good moral character. In the preceding sections of the law, meron diyang sinabi, sino hindi pwedeng issuean? Kung ikaw ay may sakit, kung ikaw ay mayroong untreatable disease. Okay? Next, aside from those who graduated from medical technology, kagaya na sinabi ko sa inyo, yung mga graduate ng Bachelor of Science in Public Health from the University of the Philippines may take the board exam. Sino pa? Yung mga graduate ng ibang profession na nag-practice ng medical technology for the last 5 years prior to the promulgation of this Republic Act. Kung nagtatrabaho ka as medtech in the year 1950, pero hindi ka medtech, you are allowed to take the examination. Now, how about the scope of examination? There are 6 areas in the medtech board exam. Clinical chemistry, 20%. Clinical microbiology and parasitology is 20%. Hematology is 20%. Blood banking and serology is 20%. Clinical microscopy is 10%. Histopatechnique, cytotechnology, including cytogenetics, histology, medtech laws and related laws, including the IRR. When we said IRR is the implementing rules and regulations, and of course, the code of ethics is 10%. Lahat po ng 20% is major courses, and the remaining 10%, yung mga 10% rather, ay mga minor courses. Okay. Sir, meron po akong tanong, is there a chance na itong scope of examination ay mabago? Meron po bang pagkakataon? Yes. Sinabi po ba yun sa batas? Oo. Okay. Sinabi sa batas na ang Board of Examinees or Board of Examiners rather, pwede nilang palitan ang scope of examination. Okay. Pwede nilang palitan. Ano yung sabi? The board, okay, hindi bang particular yan? Yan. The board may change or amend, no? The scope of examination. Okay? Maliwanag yun na pwede. No? The board shall compute the score depending on the weight. Anong weight? Ito iyan, 20%. Yung score mo times 20%. Ito kasi yung tanong talaga na hindi masagot-sagot ng kahit sino. Kasi ang tanong, sa board exam po ba ay base 0 talaga? Kung ang passing score 75, dapat 75 items ang tama mo para maging 75%. May nagsasabi na oo. May nagsasabi na hindi. Nag-wave daw or nag-curve daw ang Board of Examiners. Pero whatever it is, no, yung kung alin ba talaga yung totoo, walang malinaw. Ako ay hindi ako niniwala, no, na ang board ay base 0. Hindi ko alam. Or baka naman talaga ganun nga. Why? Bakit po sir nasabing hindi ka naniniwala? Kasi yung isa kong exam, yung highest ko sa exam is 89. No? Eh, yung kataka ko, 11 lang yung mali ko sa isang subject na yun. Eh, hirap na hirap ako dun sa subject na yun ng board exam. Pero kung ano man, kung yun nga, edi, baka nga, 11 lang yung mali ko. I don't know. No? But one thing I am sure is that the Board of Examinees, or the Board of Examiners rather, the Board of Examiners are computing our score based on the relative weight. Pero, pwede nila po yung palitan. Okay? Ano yung sabi? The board may change, add, or remove from the list of subjects or weights, no? As progress in the medical technology may require. So maliwanag pala yun na pwedeng sooner or later, hindi na lang 6 yung exam, yung courses sa board exam. Anong ibig mong sabihin, sir? There is a high probability or chance na mabago po ito. Bakit? Because of the addition of diagnostic molecular molecular biology and diagnostic in the curriculum. Wala naman siya dito eh. Di ba? Pero nasa curriculum na siya. That is an progress in the medical technology education. So baka in your time, no? Pagkamera na tayo ng molecular biology and diagnostic in the board exam. Okay? So pwede. Pero kung magbabago sila, yun nga lang, dapat alam ng lahat. And these changes must be done at least 3 months prior to the date of examination. Okay? And approved, of course, by the commission, by the Professional Regulation Commission. Okay? So please take note of that. Okay, ito pala, no? Ito yung sabi. Provided, however, that the board may change, add, or remove from the list of relative of subjects or weights above the progress, weights above, ito yan, no? As the progress in the science of medical technology may require, subject to the prior approval of the Professional Regulation Commission, okay, and the publication of change or amendments at least 3 months prior to the date of examination. Pwedeng mapalitan. Okay. So we have to prepare for a worst case scenario na dumating yung time na mayroong molecular biology sa inyong board exam. Now, how about the reporting of the ratings? Noong una, 120 days after the completion of the examination, saka mo palang malalaman kung ikay pasa na. No? Nagkameron na ng bagong red cells, saka mo palang malalaman kung pasado ka na. 120 days that's the lifespan of our red cells. After 120 days, so alam mo na, uy, pasado ako. Ganun katagal. And hindi po siya kagaya ngayon. Before, you have to buy newspaper and look for your name in the newspaper. And the reporting was released by the Commissioner of the Civil Service. Pero ngayon hindi na. Sa PRC na. At kagaya na sinabi ko sa inyo, high-tech na ngayon. Yan. Sa website nila, or even in social media, nakapost yung list of successful examinees. Yung mga nakapasa. Pero in the past board exams, 3 days lang, after 3 working days, halimbawa, natapos siya ng Monday, so bibilang tayo ng 3 araw. So that will be Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. It is expected that by Thursday at 6 p.m., may results na. In my case, nag-board exam kami ng February 26, 27. Oh, yan. 26, 27. Nung na-release ang result, that's hindi ako nagkakamali, Thursday, Friday. No. Sunday, Monday pala. Sunday, Monday yung board exam namin. Na-release yung result after 3 days, March 2. So this coming March 2, I'm celebrating my 4th year of being a registered medical technologist. Okay? And approved by the President of the Philippines pa. Ngayon ang tagal. Dapat lalabas yung result ng January 27. Parang lumabas ata first week of February. Feb 8 if I am not mistaken. Pero nasa batas kasi. Pwedeng malate. No? Nandun sa PRC Modernization Act. Pwede up to 5 days without prior notice. Pero unusual, ang tagal. 5 days. Pero okay na din, kaysa 120 days mag-antay. Yung mga nagpo-board exam. Siguro, kung 120 days hanggang ngayon, no? Naluko ka na, hindi mo pa alam kung pasado ka. Now, how we will know if you pass the board exam? Pag yung pangalan ko nandun sa listahan ng successful examinees, syempre, talaga naman, ganun. Pero ano ba yung sabi? According to Section 19, a successful examinee must obtain a general average of 75%. No? Siguro kung nag-seryoso ako, what I mean is nung nag-aral talaga ako ng husay, baka nag-top ako. Kaso hindi. Ang pangarap ko nun, nakapasa lang. Masaya na ako dun. Pero nung malapit na yung board exam, doon ko na-realize, sana pala nag-aral ako ng mas matindi. Mas pursige para nag-top ako. Pero nonetheless, hindi naman yun ilalagay sa lisensya mo na top-notcher ka. But the honor will be there. Pero hindi yun measurement ng pagiging successful mo or hindi. Okay? So you should have an at least at least 75% ang iyong board exam rating. no rating below 50% in any major subjects. Ano yung major subjects? Chem, micropara, hima, blood banking. Wala ka dapat 50%. No? At kung not failed in at least 60% of the major uh, subjects computed according to the relative weights. Ngayon, 3 beses ka lang pwedeng mag-take ng board exam. After third try at hindi ka pa rin nakapasa, pwede ka pong kuha pa ba? Pwede, provided that ikaw ay nag-refresher course. Okay? Pwede kapag ikaw ay nag-refresher course. Kung hindi ka po nag-refresher course, hindi ka po entitled na mag-camerpon ng or mag-take ng board exam. Okay? Now, what if, sir, hindi po nakapasa? Pwede po bang magkameron ng lisensya? Pwede naman, kaso not as a registered medical technologist, but as a registered medical laboratory technician. Okay? And, ano, yung score mo from 70 to 74.99. So, it's up to you. Yung 74.99, yung isa ko pong katrabaho, kasabay ko nag-board exam, that was her third try. Pero unfortunately, 74.98 yung kanyang average. Wala. Her third time. And tinake na niya yung license na pagiging isang registered medical laboratory technician. Okay? Now let's compute. Let's say for example, these are your scores. So we have here example, examine 1, examine 2, and examine 3. Okay, and sabi again, at least 75, no ratings below 50%, and not failed in at least 60% of the major subjects. Let's see, sino ang pasado, sino ang hindi. Examine number 1, clinical chemistry 75, clinical microbiology 78, hematology 90%. Ang galing sa hima. Blood banking 95, clinical microscopy 88, medtech laws, histopath 98. Dalawa lang ang mali. Ang galing naman nun. Okay. We get the grade weighted average. So, paano po yun? 75. So, paano siya? Tuturo ko sa inyo kasi gagawin nyo rin to. 75 times 0.20 plus 78 times 0.20 plus 90 times 0.20 plus 95 times 0.20 plus 88 times 0.10 plus 98 times 0.10. So, ano yan? Computein natin. Computein nyo nga. So, 75 times 0.20 plus 78 times 0.20 plus 90 times 0.20 plus 88 times 0.20 plus 98 times 88 times 0.10 lang pala, I'm sorry. 88 times 0.10 and then we have 98 times 0.10. It's equivalent to 86.2. Okay? 86.2. Question. Pasado ba or hindi? If we are going to sige lang. I'm just double checking my computation. Okay. 86.2. Pasado hindi? Oo naman, pasadong pasado. Bakit? Ano yung sabi natin? At least 75%. At least 75% ba ito? Yes. May bagsak ba siya? Wala. Examine 1, pasado. No? With flying colors. Naiyak na kasi pumasa. Examine 2. Ang katataas ng score, ha? Tingin mo? Chem 98. Micro 99. Isa lang ang mali niya. Ang mali pa lang, ano yung mali niya dito? Ano daw yung kulay ng AFB sa gram stain? Yun yung ang mali niya. No, kawawa naman, hindi pa alam. Hematology 96. Blood banking 89. Clinical microscopy 88. Histopath 60. Compute natin, do the math, this is equivalent to 91.20%. Pasado, hindi. Pasado. Ano yung sabi sa batas? No rating below 50%. May rating below 50%? Wala. Ito 60. Pero may sinabi bang no rating below 75? Hindi. Wala. So pasado. No? Pwede siyang top 1. Examining number 3. Clinical chemistry 68. Microbiology 68. Hema 78. Blood banking 65. CM 95 at histopath 99. Ang galing naman niya. Ano yung mali niya? Ano daw yung RA 5527? Ang sagot niya, the Philippine Medical Technology Act of 1869. Ay patay tayo dyan. Okay? So yun yung mali. Compute natin, ang lalabas dito 75.2. Okay, magalala, kinumpute ko na. 75.2. Uy, teka lang. Masado ako. 75.2 eh. Ang aking average. Oops, wag magsaya. Hindi ka pasado. I don't want to sound harsh, pero hindi pasado yan. Bakit? Ano ba ang sabi sa batas? At least 75. Oh, teka lang, at least naka 75 ako. 75.2 nga eh. So, meron bang instances na flat 75? Meron. Meron. Okay? Ano pa ang sabi? No rating below 50% in any major subjects. Ano yung mga major subjects natin? Chem, micro, hema, blood bank. O, wala naman akong 50%, sir. Tama. Pero ano po yung last paragraph? Ano yung sabi? Provided that not failed in at least 60% of the subjects computed according to the relative weights. 60%. Okay? Not failed. Ano yung sabi natin ng failed? Dapat no less than 75. No? 68% failed. This is 20 already. 68, 20 already. 65, 20 already. 20, 20, 20. 60%. Bagsak ka ng 60% of the board exam? Yes. Pasado? Hindi. I'm sorry to say, you failed the exam. Okay? So please take note of this. Section 20, well, definitely if you pass, you will took your oath. Okay? At kanino dapat nanunumpa? To the board or any members of the board? Okay? Or before any person authorized to administer the oath. Legal person, attorney. No? Nasabi ko na sa inyo kung bakit pwede sa attorney. At ano yung mga conditions na pwede po ang attorney kung bakit sila pwede mag-administer ng oath. So yun. So sabi ko sa inyo, ito po yung ating pananumpa sa professional. Okay, certificate of issuance, certificate of registration, issuance of certificate of registration. Ito yung problema before. If you are below 21, you don't have the rights to claim your certificate of registration unless provided that you are already 21. At pag nag-21 ka na, saka mo palang pwedeng makuha yung license mo at saka yung iyong certificate of registration. Again, as you all know, certificate of registration is signed by the board, the chairman and the 2 members, as well as the chairman of the PRC. It is your moral, not moral, it is your legal obligation. It is your legal obligation to post your certificate of registration in your workplace. At kapag hindi mo yan pinost, that is a grounds for sanction. Fees, 50 pesos for each certificate issued without examination and 25 pesos for replacement of the lost certificate, destroyed or mutilated. Kagaya ng sinabi sa inyo, umiti kayo doon sa picture. Kasi hindi mo yan pwedeng gupitin. Kapag ginupit mo yan, kukuha ka ng bago. May bayad yun. Okay, refusal to issue certificate. Pwede ba? Oo. Pwede kang hindi bigyan ng board. Provided that, no, person convicted by a court of competent jurisdiction of any criminal offense involving moral turpitude or any person guilty of immoral or dishonorable conduct or of unsound mind or incurable communicable diseases. You are not allowed. No? Wala kang karapatan. Pero pag-uusapan natin to, incurable communicable diseases sa ating reinforcement at sa ating case commentary. Bakit naman? Ano yung meron sa incurable communicable diseases? Okay. Now, administrative investigation, revocation of the certificate. Again, remember, the board has the rights to do that. No? 2 members of the board and 1 legal officer. And they are allowed to investigate the professionals due to unprofessional conduct, malpractice, incompetence, or serious ignorance, gross negligence in the practice of the medical technology. No, kapag revocation ang kailangan o ang hatol, dapat lahat, no? Pare-para sila. Okay, revoke, 3 out of 3. Kapag suspension, majority, 2 out of 3. Sir, paano po yun? Nasa akin naman, ibabalik mo yan. You have to return your certificate of registration within 30 days, no? After the final decision. Sir, paano pag ayaw kong ibalik? Kapag hindi mo siya binalik, you are grounds for perpetual disqualification, lalong-lalo na kung wala kang matibay at katanggap-tanggap na dahilan, bakit hindi mo siya binalik? Okay, Section 5 is the appeal. Kanino mag-a-appeal? Sabi sa law, sa Civil Service Commission. Pero dahil nga, mayroon ng PRC ngayon, sa PRC, pwede ka mag-appeal or sa Office of the President of the Republic. Section 26 is the reinstatement, reissue, or replacement of the certificate. Ano yung mahalagang tandaan natin dito? Pwede bang ibalik? Opo naman. The suspension of the certificate shall be reissued to all medical technologists concerned upon request without prejudice to further actions by the board for the violation of the provisions of this act, or conditions imposed by the board upon the medical technology during the period of suspension. Now, how about Section 27, foreign reciprocity? Anong ibig sabihin lang nito? Walang foreigner na pwedeng i-administer or i-admit sa examination unless that, no, the country or state of which he subject or citizen permits Filipino medical technologists to practice within its territorial limits on the same as the subject or citizens of the said country or state. Sir, paano yun? Yung mga taga-Amerika, if I will work in USA, pwede naman ako mag-work doon. Pero you have to undergo international certification first. Yung mga Americans, pwede ba? Hindi. Si Dada, pwede? Hindi. Hindi po siya pwedeng mag-board exam. Okay, so Section 28 is the roster of medical technologies. Ito yung prepared by the Secretary of the Board annually. Nandito yung information sa nakatira, yung metric, ano yung pangalan niya, citizenship of each medical technologist, the date of registration, what else? And the date or the data in which the opinion of the board are pertinent. Ano po yung mga dapat ilagay? Okay? Siguro yung mga legal cases or immoral cases, no? Or kung mayroon man na sa tingin ng board of examiners ay dapat ilagay. The PRC website will allow you to check if the professional that you know is really a PRC professional. And in my case, as what I want to share it to you, it's clear that I am a verified PRC professional. However, Now, yung verification details dito, mayroon disclaimer ang PRC. Pero if you want to check the validity, if you are doubtful, if I'm a registered medical technologist, you can go to PRC as my details in the roster of medical technologists. And I am proud to say that my name is written on that roster. You can check on the online one.prc.gov.ph/verification to look for the name of some of your known claiming that they are professional, kung talaga sila ay PRC professional. Hindi lang po ito sa medtech, even other professions, pwede na siyang i-check if you wish to. Okay? So for Section 29, the penal provisions, ito po yung part wherein without the prejudice of the provision of the Medical Technology Act as amended, relating to the legal practices of medicine, following shall be punished under the law. Okay? Pero hindi ko ito discuss. Pag-uusapan natin ito kapag tayo ay nag-case commentary. Yang 11 yan ay ating pag-uusapan isa-isa with example. With your findings, with your decision to revoke, to suspend certificate of registration. The concluding parts or sections of RA 5527 includes the severability cause, the repealing cause, and effectivity. Again, take note kapag effectivity, dapat kapag napirmahan ng presidente at na-published sa newspaper and the official gazette of the Republic. And that ends our discussion about RA 5527. Okay, please study the Section 29. Pag-usapan natin yan isa-isa. And to make a synthesis of our topic today, remember that RA 5527 exists as an act for almost for almost 52 years. And sad to say that the amendments in RA 5527, such as the Senate Bill 2722, is still in the pipeline in the House, in the Senate. Okay. What else? RA 5527 clearly defined the profession, who are eligible to practice the profession, what is the scope of the profession, who are required to take the board exam, how you will pass the board exam, and what are the penal provisions that will cause a punishment or yung mga multa. Mami, pag nag-synchronous tayo, pag-usapan natin, ganun lang kaliit, ganun lang yung sanction. Okay. Ibabangga po natin ang ating mga saloobin tungkol dyan. And finally, the last words that I want you to know is, as a medical technologist, we have to remember this law. Okay? We have to remember this law. Why? No, why? Because in law, meron silang quote. No? In law, meron silang quote. Ano po yung sabi nila? Ignorance of the law excuses no one. I repeat, ignorance of the law excuses no one. Anong ibig sabihin nun? This is a legal principle holding any person who is unaware of a law may not easily escape the liability of violating the law. Okay? Anong ibig sabihin? Hindi mo dapat sabihin na hindi mo alam yung batas. And that applies in this law. You cannot say that you don't know what is in the law. You should know RA 5527. Ignorance of the law excuses no one. In Latin, ang sabi, ignorantia juris non exucat. Ignorantia juris non executat. Excusat pala, excusat. Excusat. Ignorantia juris non excusat. You should know the law. You should not say, I don't know what is the law. Because ignorance of the law, you are liable. You are liable to be penalized if you violate the law. Okay? And as a medical technology student, you have to know the 32 sections of RA 5527. There are a lot of laws that we have to discuss. But one thing I want you to remember is everything about RA 5527. Once again, thank you very much and stay safe, everyone.